Hello, Ivan here. In this video, I will show you how I personally mod an AK74N. I'll speak a little bit about the stats and stuff while we do it, but we'll start out by actually buying the weapon. So let's go to trade-in, prepare, and we will buy the useful stuff we need. So the thing is, this guide will cover how you will create like the practical weapon that has good stats. So when I say practical, I mean you can get better stats if you don't go with 60 round mags. But for like the trade-off between the stats, in this case I believe ergonomics, yeah, compared to having 60 rounds instead of 30, I believe it's a really good trade-off to have 60 rounds instead of 30. So what we will do is we will buy this thing, the black one, because the black stock actually has a little bit better stats than the wooden one. And how to get hold of it, right? So what do we do is for every gun, like you can press the weapon down here if you go to buy, and wait a little bit for my computer, and when we click it, it says we need two tool sets. So let's see what level of trader you need for this. Oh yeah, so you need level 4 prepare, or let's see, level 3 therapist to be able to buy this. But since this guide is not primarily aimed at like low level, because at low level you will go with whatever you can buy, right? This is more aimed towards optimizing the gun, so I'll buy it from prepare. So I'll in this case buy 2 because that's what it requires to get one rifle, and then I'll go down and exchange that for one AK74N. Sweet, now we have the base weapon. So what we need, we are gonna go silenced. When it comes to stats, I believe if you have a muzzle brake, it actually stat-wise is better, but for the overall, when it comes to practical gameplay, like having a silencer, not only are you heard from a shorter distance, like you're not heard as much, besides that it's harder to pinpoint where you are. So for silencers, alright, I will cover. This is just a preference. You can go with PBS4 or TGPA. Both of them, as I'll show you here in a sec, has the same stats. No difference there. It's just the looks that differ. I usually go with this one. I don't really like the looks of this one, but this one is cheaper. So if you just want to make an optimized weapon for the cheapest amount of you can just buy this one. In this case, I'm gonna buy a TGVA. Alright, so now we have our silencer done. So after that, let's see if we need something else here. Alright, I will explain one thing. You can trade for the 60 round mags, but you can also buy them. We're gonna buy them. So one thing that is not currently available here at prepare is the rubber butt pad. Those do spawn at prepare, I believe level 3, but they sell out really quick. So I suggest you buy them and keep some in your inventory if the AK of any kind is the weapon you go to, because the stat increase is ridiculous. Alright, silencer, yeah, let's move on. So now we're at skier. Here we're gonna buy, in this case, just, alright, let's go for what you normally would get. So you have, so you will eventually get an idea of what the total cost for all of this will be as well. So when we have 60 round mags, I don't believe it's necessary to have 3 mags, because you can fill them. If you want to, of course, you can buy as many mags as you want. I'm gonna go with 2. So let's buy what we need. So in this case, we'll buy the TT Tactical Tula 10,000 mount. There is all other alternatives. This one does not reduce ergonomics. That's why we choose this one. The Tactical Tula. Gonna buy 1 charge handle. And we are gonna buy a Zenit RK3 AK pistol grip, 1 of them. And we are gonna go down here in the list. We can also buy the TGBA from Skier, as you can see. In this case, yeah, let's skip the scope for now. My personal favorite when it comes to reflex and stuff is the PK06 reflex sight. It's cheap, stat-wise it's optimal, because it only reduces your ergonomics by 1 compared to the Weaver, for instance. Let's check. It decreases ergonomics by 2. I'll just show you so you see here. Ergonomics -1. A little bit about the scope. You can see the reticle in here if I get this right. There you go. It's basically like a T with a small dot in the middle. I think that's very sufficient. In my experience, it can be seen in any weather, and even if you stare towards the sun. So I believe it fulfills all the purposes needed for a reflex sight. The one downside compared to, for instance, the Weaver is that the Weaver has like more area inside of the scope, whilst the PK06 is smaller around the scope. I guess you could say that is a downside, but when it comes to like what is obstructs in your vision, the rim is kind of thin, not as thin as the Weaver, of course. But I believe it's a good trade-off and a pretty cheap scope. So actually, let's just buy this one. And let's go down, and alright, this weapon we won't be able to attach lasers and stuff to this one, because we are gonna go for best stats, and what currently gives the best stats is the MOE AKM, sorry, and the M-Lock AFG, angle foregrip. And let's see if we have forgot something. We already have that. I don't believe we have forgot anything. Let's go back and see if we have. Alright, so what I normally do when I'm modding my guns is that I go here, and this makes it easier. So I just change all the parts, and I change to a 60-round mag. And then we need a rubber butt pad as well, so I'll bring that out from my storage. And let's see here. So here we go. This is the fully modded AK74N with a reflex sight on it, in this case PK06. These are the stats of it. I guess we could buy a rifle to compare it to, and as you see, the cost of it, because we started with 300,000, so the cost is almost 100,000, 94,500 or something. And then it comes with an extra mag. Well, actually, the total cost will actually be less, because we still can sell the spare parts that we changed. So let's sell that and see what we get back. No, not really big money here, but anyway, something. Alright, so that brings it down to about 91,600. If you prefer a different scope, that will change the price and also the ergonomics. If you choose to go with a, like I have down here, I can show you. I think it's down here. Yeah, this is the same weapon. It's just that I've removed the silencer for size. You can go. I think this is also a good setup. Let me just mod it so you see that it is the same. So the only difference between these two is that this one has a hammer, and I believe that's kind of good. 74N doesn't have that much recoil. Actually, yeah. They might have changed the stats for that actually, but anyways. From what I know, this is an optimal build for stats. Minus that the only downside when it comes to stats is that we have a 60 round mag which reduces ergonomics. But I like the trade-off. If you don't like 60 round mag, then don't use it. Well, and yeah, I told you that the rubber butt pad is good, and I will show you how good it is right here. So -4 recoil and -5 ergonomics. They actually nerfed this one, I believe. I believe this was better before. But yeah, it still does a difference. Makes a difference, sorry. And yeah, this is it for this first video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to experiment. But don't, if you're looking for optimal recoil and optimal ergonomics, this is the way to go. Don't fiddle around with other foregrips. You can attach more stuff to him, but the stats are worse. Some people do like, though, to have their sight mounted in front here. There's another tactical Tula I think you can buy that you put here instead of this thing. I'll show you in a sec. It replaces this one, I believe. But I don't use it. I kinda like when the scope is further back towards my eye. Alright, that's it. Thank you very much. Mahaven, checking out.